To sum up episode 2 of Grandma and Grandpa Turn Young Again, in one word, it would certainly be bittersweet. So, let's get into it. We also have the good saucy scenes. I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of Grandpa and Grandma Riz? That sounds a little bit disgusting. You know what I mean, getting it on a little bit here. To be fair, Grandpa didn't really feel much of anything from it. He thought it was a little bit goofy. Because as they were watching a movie, Grandma was like, you know what, this looks a little bit interesting. Grandpa's like, nah, bro, I don't know about this, Chief. This just seems a little bit too immature for me. You gotta look at Grandma's freaking face, dude. She's wanting to try it out, you know what I mean? Ayo, ayo. And I mean, like, dude, Grandma got it going on anyway, bro. That sounds so wrong, but I mean, you know, you can't really hate on it, bro. You can't really hate on it. It's just so good to see them just enjoy their youth again, you know what I mean? Even have those romantic times again. Now, I don't really think that they did all this stuff as they were growing up, because they said that they actually been together for 58 years. And they acting like they didn't really have anything planned, but secretly, well, Grandma had a nice little dessert. Grandpa had the cake for her. It's like, dude, 58 years is a really long time. And being so dang faithful after all these years, just, oh, it really hits the heart. And, well, if you really think about it, too, they were together for 58 years. Obviously, they're old, and they probably weren't gonna be together for much longer, you know, be around town. But now, I don't really know the age that they are technically now, but them turning young again, maybe they have another good 30 to 40 years, maybe only 20, but it's certainly more than what they had. This episode, ooh, got me tearing up, especially about this one. They actually have multiple kids and multiple grandkids that we just found out on this episode, and well, this is one of their kids. It was brought up that Grandma probably didn't have very long to live. She was diagnosed with cancer, I believe is what they said, and that made their son obviously very upset, so he was trying to go to school and become a doctor to hopefully fix it and, you know, cure her illness, which is such a goated thing for the son to do. Even though he was never able to cure her cancer or anything, he did take this moment to just appreciate that she is healthy again, because they went in for a little checkup to see him, and he's like, what, you guys are young again. Like, that's actually insane. You're my mom and everything, right? To me, that just really hit the freaking feels. I'm not gonna lie, because, you know, obviously we don't want, you know, our parents to have cancer and, you know, die, I would assume. And to really study hard to become a doctor to try to cure the illness, just like, yeah, you know, that hits the feels. Him ultimately not being able to do much, he even said so. It's like, all I can really do is like give you some tests, give you some medicine to kind of ease the pain and everything. He wasn't able to do much for her. But hey, man, now it's all GG. She's young again. Her, I would assume, her illness is now cured, and we just big chilling, man. They do hit you with the feels, man. They do hit you with the sadness sometimes, man. It's just sprinkled in there a little bit, so you're not like depresso espresso the entire time. Being realistic in that sense of like, hey man, we all grow old, we all get sick sometimes. So let's talk a little bit more about the romance. Well, the granddaughter was bringing up, you know, holding hands with Grandpa and Grandma back when they were young. And by the way, the faces here, absolutely hilarious. I freaking McLove it. It's funny as hell. They're like, nah, you know, we never did such things. We never really were lovey-dovey in that sense. So, you know, she brings it up and everything, and they're like, nah. And yeah, as older people, it's more like, you know, they're helping each other walk than really being romantic. But then Grandma out here, as they're, you know, picking up some groceries and whatnot, like, hey, man, why don't we try that out a little bit, you know? I'm not really gonna say I want to hold hands, but I'm gonna put my hand down here for you, you know, like, Grandpa, come on, take the hint here, take the hint, go do it! And Grandpa, you know what, surprisingly not being, thank God, completely oblivious and clueless. I mean, they've been married for 58 years, you know what I mean? It's not like he's just some goofy MC who's like, oh wow, does she like me? No, they've already been married for a very long time, which I think is absolutely W. And he's contemplating it a little bit too, because he's thinking, I do want to hold her hand, bro, that'd be so freaking goated, but at the same time, like, I feel like I'm losing here, you know? My granddaughter did bring up that whole thing, you know, I feel like I'm at a loss, but I was low-key thinking he's not gonna do it. I'm like, bro, please, that'd be so wholesome, man. A little bit of hand-holding, a little bit of lewdness, but, you know, at the same time, very wholesome. And, you know, even though he didn't directly, like, you know, hold her hand, he's like, you know what, I mean, like, come here, yeah, come on, I'll hold your hand and everything, and it's just like, ooh, dang, bro, it's just the little things, man, it's just the little things. It is kind of stupid as that sounds, I know, it's just like, god damn, man. And I don't know if the granddaughter was actually talking to him about it, or if they were just faking it in their heads. We didn't hold hands or anything, but yeah, they did. Just these little things that just makes it so goddamn wholesome, so goddamn good. And I'm really loving this, especially because it's just little scenes and skits here and there. Not really skits, but you know what I mean. It's just different things that they're doing throughout their day, which I think they're doing absolutely amazing with it. And by the way, they didn't actually have white hair when they were younger, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of people don't really have white hair when they're young. They actually did show a little bit of their younger selves. In this scene, in this flashback, they have black hair, and they're looking pretty dang good. So they didn't necessarily go back to, I would say, their prime selves completely. Probably their prime physical conditions, but it didn't revert their hair color to, you know, being black again. So that's a little bit interesting, but I'm not gonna lie, man, they look absolutely awesome with white hair. And I mean, grandma, like I said, looking mighty fine with that white hair of hers. She looked good with black hair too, but ooh, dang, man, like, Mick loving it, man, Mick loving it. So yeah, episode 2, absolutely goated. Go watch this, please don't sleep on it. Peak comedy for sure, and peak feels good, man. So everyone, hope you all did enjoy the video, and if you would please use code Illy on all G Fuel orders, I'd really appreciate that. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all next time.